I just want to do a quick review on my truck and the air system I just put in it. Let me put some power on real quick. Alright, let's start right here. As you can see right here, got the max tow air pressure gauge. This is going to my tank, which is got my tank pressure in it, and I have the compressor wired to my upfitter too, right here. You might can hear it. Just about roll the window down, you definitely be able to hear it. So, here's the tank. Watch PSI climb in it. Once it gets to about 120, I'll turn it off, and you can see what I mean. Five-gallon tank, takes a minute to fill up. Right here, have the glow shift air pressure gauges. It comes with two separate digital transmitters for the pressure gauge. These are wired up to two air valves, one for air coming in, one for air going out, and then they're controlled down here by these two switches, left, right, and the power to the switches is controlled by this switch right here. You can see I kind of did a horrible job with a Dremel last night. It was dark and I just doing it in a hurry. It's not really sitting flush right now. That's because there's this panel right here kind of curls up behind this one, and I just got the quick connects on the back of the switches and I don't have enough room to actually sit flush. So once I solder the joints, these will sit flush and you won't be able to see all this junk around it, but it still works. So power on, and this is the left bag. Left bag is the bottom. So up, down. Just put it. I'll run usually around 15. I'm not towing, so try to be perfect here. Alright, we'll just leave it 19, 20. And then the right gauge, same thing. Up, down. Close enough. So there's that. Also have my horn, which is hooked to a relay, which if you hit upfitter 3, that's a train horn that's hooked to a relay to the signal wire, so you can I'll just tap it. I don't want to make everyone mad in the neighborhood here, but that thing's pretty loud, so I don't want to make all my neighbors mad just yet. Go to the back. So 5-gallon air tank, via air compressor. Got this system through Horn Blasters, one with the train horn. It's I can't remember the number, but it's the Nightmare edition. Comes with the via air pressure switch at 200 psi to turn the compressor off no matter what. So to keep you, it's a safety mechanism basically. On the back side of the tank, the reason I got the big 5-gallon tank is because it had 8 ports in it, and I wanted to use all the ports, and I didn't really have to want to splice air into different ports. But you can't see it, but on the back there's a safety pressure relief valve. So at 200, I think it's 225 psi, it releases pressure. This port right here, also as you can tell, the tank's kind of turned on its side, so I can mount it on the bed on the wall to kind of save space. So I had to readjust where I was wanting to put things. Normally that would be the bottom and this would be the top. Well, you normally would put your drain for your condensation on the bottom. Well, I couldn't do that since it's going to be on the side, so it wouldn't really drain. So I put the pressure, the safety pressure relief there. Hooked. This is going to the max toe sensor, the green sensor up on top for compressor or for the tank. And then at the bottom, I got this is a 3/4 inch input for the tank. I don't know why they made it so big, because I don't know anything that has a 3/4 inch line, so I just had to put a coupler. It's a 3/4 inch male to a 1/2 inch female, with a 1/2 inch line going to this is going to the solenoid for the train horn. There's my condensation pressure relief. 1/4 inch line going to my air valves, and then 1/4 inch line going to my external air hookup. Such an straight now. So there's your input, your air going in, the valves for the air going in. This is my left, that's my right. I got them put together by T-valve, so I had to use a bunch of connections. I put a regulator on there and set it to 100 psi, because the airbags aren't supposed to be inflated more than 100 psi, so it's kind of a safety precaution. This regulator right here is for the external air hookup. I got it kind of turned off right now and capped, because I don't have it hooked up yet. I haven't decided where I want to run it or how many ports I want to run to it, so still in the making for that. And this is kind of where I ran all the wires out and hoses. Underneath the truck. There's your Outlaw train horn blaster. 1/2 inch line going in a solenoid. Extremely loud. I'd like to show you guys where the air escapes from when you deflate the bags, but it's under my spare tire right now. But it's the same setup pretty much as this. The only difference is it has the pressure gauges, have a T-valve with the pressure gauges input on them, so you can read the pressure for the gauge, or for the airbag pressures. It's also teed in so you can externally fill the valve, so it's just 2 Schrader valves coming off for each bag. I got them mounted right at my license plate. Other than that, took a while to do it. You could probably do it in a week, working on it every night, but I kind of was off and on from work. We just had a hurricane in the area, so that kind of set me back a little bit. Anything else I can show you guys? Most of my power is tapped in through the fuse panel. I'll show you. I had to take the cover off because these won't fit with the cover on until I modify the cover some way. But these things are great. They're the ATA circuits, and they make life a whole lot easier. As far as the train horn goes, when you splice into the signal wire for the relay, you can see the relay right here. If I can focus the camera a little bit. Just regular 30 amp relay. So 30, the signal wire comes in. 86 is your power. 85 is your ground. 87 goes to your train horn. And the way it works, so once you put power, or I'm sorry, 86 is going to my upfitter 3, which is the power. So once the power gets to the ground, it pulls the relay down, and that allows it to complete the circuit right here, allowing the train horn to work. So you can't hear it because it's so loud, but my other horn still works too when the train horn's going. So it's kind of double horns. Let me put this back up. As far as the air system goes, that's about it. The 5-gallon compressor should be enough to run small air tools off of. I don't really plan on doing that, but as far as other things in the truck, this is just I try to keep it stock as I could. It's a 2007 F-250. This is about the only thing stock that I didn't keep. This is the filler gauge, and the light's playing with me right now, so sorry, it's getting dark. I didn't really want to do that because I was scared it wasn't going to match, but it did a pretty good match job, so I wasn't too upset with it. It was a pain in the ass to put in, though. I will give it that. If you're going to buy one of these, buy one that's a nice and fits well, not a cheap $30 one off Amazon, because I really struggled with this. I do have it tuned. SCT X4. Got the tunes from Innovative Diesel. Got 3 custom tunes, worked great. I bought it, had some problems with the tunes at first. Really hard shifts while towing, so got them to rework them and seemed to have done a lot better. Parameter monitoring, got the Edge CTS2 Insight. Endless amounts of monitoring capability with this thing. Also has maintenance manager mode. About anything you can think of on it. It alerts you when you need your oil changed. Regular interval maintenance. Other than that, it's a pretty stock truck. I want to put the 08 mirrors on with the power telescoping and everything, but I think I'm probably going to have to do the head studs first. I've been kind of putting it off, and I just found out that I'm losing a little coolant, so just waiting for the head gasket to go before I do it. But other than that, the EGR has been deleted. Just been kind of putting out the head studs and the oil cooler because it's so darn expensive, and I really just don't have the time to do it. This is my regular everyday driver, so I can't afford it for it to be gone for a week. Let's go back to upfitters for a second. So 2 runs the compressor, 3 the horn. Don't have anything for 4 yet. Upfitter 1 controls my light. .30-inch light bar, Southern Light LED. Extremely bright. Makes a lot of people mad if you run it going down the road. And that's a pretty good overview of the truck. If you got any comments or questions, just put them below. I'll try to get back to you. I did make a lot of schematics for this thing of how to hook up wiring and plumb all the air supply. So I noticed I couldn't find any other videos on somebody that did more of an electrical approach to the airbag inflation. I know Firestone or the Ride Rights have a system that's easier to mount, but the air lines actually run into the bottom of the gauge and switches, which seemed really tacky to me, and it's not a really good place to mount it on this truck. You could have mounted it down here, but then if you needed to do it on the fly, you're pretty much taking your eyes off the road all the time, leaning down trying to mess with it. So thanks for watching.